What's going on, champs and chammets? It's FireMonkey here, and Chapter 4 Season 4 Last Resort has officially released on PC. Now, as of the time of me recording this, the servers aren't up right now, but you may notice that in the background footage, we kind of just have an image. The reason why is because Epic Games, or at least private servers, are really bugged with the brand new season, and you either get one of two situations depending on how your PC's been set up. You either have the situation that's happening to some leakers, where the game is just super duper laggy, like 2 frames per second, or you have the issue which has been happening with me where the game is going to just crash after, every few minutes. So with that said, there's going to be a lot of jump cutting in today's video as I crash and continue to record, crash and continue to record, and crash and continue to record. But I'm going to make today's video not about the scene you're seeing on screen, of course, because it's not in the Battle Pass, but as a little video where we actually showcase all the Battle Pass cosmetics to you guys. But I want to do this little, introduction bit for you guys using an image of the brand new season I took on the private server, so that you guys can kind of get an understanding about what's going to be happening and why there's going to be some very scuffed moments or me fastly going through some of the new cosmetics in the brand new Battle Pass. But with that said, let me go ahead, type in some stuff over on my other monitor, and boot up the private server for us to actually start looking at it. Now, of course, as the game crashes, you'll be able to tell when it happens because that image that you just saw earlier is going to show up again and again and again as we continue having crashing issues. And stuff like this right here means I have to restart the private server again, so, I'll see you in a very short moment. Here we go, we've managed to make it into the game, so let's go ahead, head straight to the Battle Pass page and start looking at the cosmetics. Of course, as you can see here, we have a loading screen, some V-Bucks, a banner icon, a pickaxe, we have ourselves this cool little dice roll emote, which a little fun fact about this, it is actually fully RNG, so each time you do it, you'll get a different number or a chance at a different number between 1 to 6. We have this back bling right here, this animated emote, of course, on page 1, 100 more V-Bucks, and the Nolan chance skin provided for you right when you purchase the Battle Pass. On page 2, we get another loading screen, a spray for Nolan, we get a glider, which you can see a nice little animation there, we get 100 V-Bucks, we get ourselves this Master Plan wrap, and as you can see, that is a brand new assault rifle added this season, so that's a cool theme to see, another style for the tactical pickaxes, and then a tactical style for Nolan chance. Once we get to the third page, we start getting to Piper Pace with a loading screen right here, a Stealing Will back bling, we get 100 more V-Bucks, the Pit Cycle emote, which I think is a very cool emote. It has music and everything else going on for it, and I mean overall, I think it's a very nice theme that, might actually be way louder than my voice is right now, so I will go ahead and lower that down for you guys. But this is a traversal emote, meaning that you can just drive forwards with it and have some fun. It's kind of like that unreleased unicycle emote from a long time ago. Next up, if we can actually get my buttons to work here, we have the Pizza Run spray, we have the Pizza Pit Spin It Slicer pickaxe, we have the Piper Pace skin, and then on this page we get ourselves the loading screen, we get ourselves a banner icon, and there goes the first game crash of the session. Alrighty, now that we're back in game, let's go ahead and go back to the Battle Pass page and continue where we left off. As you can tell, this is definitely going to be kind of like a race against the clock type of video here. But where we ended off, we have the Tail Lights Contrail, which is a super cool contrail. It has like a whole entire, road in front of you and everything else. We get 100 V-Bucks, we get ourselves the Hyperspace Glider style. Now this is a style of the original glider, which apparently isn't actually available here. It's interesting to see that it's a style, meaning that, there's probably another variant for it you're able to get later down the line. Then we have the Hungry for the Chase music pack. This is the exact same song that we heard in the emote, just in the music pack form. Now, of course, it's a lot longer and it lasts around 3 to 4 minutes, so I'm not going to play the full thing, but it is a pretty nice music pack to listen to. And I mean, I'll be honest, while I was waiting, debating if I should make this video or not, I had this playing in the background. Next up, we have another variant for Piper Pace, being the Hyperspace variant. And now something I want to mention is that the jacket and hat are customizable options you're able to enable or disable on Piper Pace whenever you want to. Next page, we have the Fish Thick loading screen. We have the Fishy Flex animated emoticon right here. We have the Powder Keg back bling for anyone who's, like a buff, like a supplement energy drink fan or anything else. 100 V-Bucks right there. The Dumbbell Driver pickaxes, the Flaky Feast emote, which is a very interesting one. It's got a nice little animation going on with it right here. You can see just kind of like eating a lot of the flakes, dumping it all on you, and then smashing it to the ground with all that flaky goodness. We have the Fish Thick skin himself right there. Now, that skin right there, even though the server just crashed while I try rebooting and everything else, I will mention that that skin has the option to enable glasses or disable the glasses, and you also have the option on top of that to enable a hat or disable the hat. Now that we're once again in game, however, let's go ahead and speedrun back to where we had just left off to go over to this page where we get another loading screen, the Vindication Glider, which is a very interesting little glider to see in the game, 100 V-Bucks, this banner icon right here, another variant of the Vindication back bling, we have ourselves the Coral Crush actual wrap right here, and then the Vindicator Fish Thick variant. I don't know what to really tell you guys. It's Vindicator Fish Stick, alright? I mean, like, it just, he's a cool skin. I don't really know what else to commentate about him, other than, you know, this is a character in the game now. We have the May loading screen right here, the May Junior back bling, which has a nice little cell shaded effect. Now, the May skin and back bling, you can disable the actual cell shading on. We have the Uwu wrap, and yes, you heard me right, this wrap is called Uwu. We have 100 V-Bucks right here. We have the Dronesy View spray, the original Bonk Bunny pickaxe, and then the May skin herself. Next on the other page, we have the Black Hat May loading screen, 100 V-Bucks, a new music pack for you to listen to called Race to the Horizon. It has a nice little, you know, chiptune-y theme going on with it. I'm not going to play it too long because, as you guys know, we're having some crashing issues here. We have the Bunny Pop animated emoticon. We have the dark mode style for the actual glider part of this set, which has the description of, "Oh no, oh whoa, I pressed the self-detonate button by accident," and then a little bit of a face you can see right down there. Yeah, this is an interesting character, as you can tell, and it's probably one of the only times you'll hear me kind of unironically say uwu or owo in a video. And we are once again back to continue onwards. We have the dark mode variant of that actual bunny back bling, which looks really cool, and then the Black Hat May style to the outfit. Now, the outfit actually does give you the option to take on or off the glasses, and I do believe that, you know, you're also able to change the cell shading. Actually, I know you're able to change the cell shading on the outfit, but regardless, you have to keep the hat on the outfit on, regardless of if you want it or not. Next up, we have Antonia's Cosmetics being a loading screen, a spray, the Elegance Blade pickaxe, 100 V-Bucks, the Dangerous by Design music pack, which is the third and final music pack a part of this whole entire, you know, battle pass this season. And then as we continue going onwards, you know, I'll let it play for a little bit here since I'm getting used to the whole disconnect, reconnect situation we've got going on here. As you can hear, it's kind of got like a nice little theme to it. A lot of people says it sounds like an instrumental of like a previously like actual artist music pack or something, but I'm not too familiar with that stuff. We have the Diamond Drop Contrail right here, and then of course we have the Antonia skin. Now the Antonia skin of course has variants. There's this loading screen right here, 100 V-Bucks, this animated emoticon called the Goods, which is a safe that blows open, the Clutch and Dagger back bling, the Lady in Gold wrap, the Crack It safe, which is actually an animated emote that can be looped after the initial starting part here, and of course it's going to crash right before the loop happens. Alright, we're back here, so I'm going to try letting the emote play for a little bit for you guys so you can see the actual loop and dance and everything else, but it's kind of you just vibing to the actual music pack, or at least a snippet from the music pack, and you kind of have this like looping animation, so you know, it's a nice little thing to see regarding the whole entire emote and everything, and I think it's pretty cool, but of course that is one of the new emotes in the battle pass. Now of course it has, you know, a little bit of like a second verse to it or whatever when it comes to the actual song, but it does kind of just loop this small portion of it. So we're going to go ahead and go forwards before the game crashes again. We have the Combat Chick Antonia variant here. Now the actual mask can be enabled or disabled here, so that is a nice thing to know. And then as we continue onwards, we get a Cabby Lames page. We have a loading screen, the King Sill spray, 100 V-Bucks, the Silent Slicer pickaxe, the Point and Shoot emote here, which is not just the one jester we thought it was going to be, but also a shooting part in front of it, the Influential wrap right here, and then of course Cabby Lame himself. Now Cabby Lame actually has a cel-shaded variant, as you'll see right here as we go past the loading screen, banner icon, the animated emoticon, and everything else happening, but it is an interesting thing to see. I think the glider looks pretty sick, and it's something that I could be using on tons of other skins. The Silent Slicer back bling is kind of, you know, synergized with a pickaxe, so when you take the pickaxe out, it will be outside of the back bling sheath. You get 100 V-Bucks, and then you get the cel-shaded skin right here. Now this does also have the gradient variants and everything else, just like the May anime theme skin does. And then now we have to go forwards because the game crashed once again. Now that we are over on Kato Thorne's page, we can kind of continue viewing the cosmetics here with the Final Eclipse reactive ramp, the Revenant's Hunt spray, we have 100 V-Bucks of course, the Wicked Wings contrail, the Eclipsed Edges pickaxes, and then the Kato Thorne skin himself. Now the mask can be enabled and disabled, so keep that in mind. You can enable that and take it off whenever you want, and with the other variant that has glasses, works the same exact way. You can take it on or off. We have the Revenant Kato Thorne loading screen here, a banner icon icon, the Wraith Wings back bling, we have the vampiric animated emoticon, we have 100 V-Bucks, we have the Wraith Wings glider, which I think is pretty sick, the Metamorphosis emote, which is actually, a built-in thing that, turns you into the vampire, and then of course you can revert back to it by doing the emote once again, and I think it's a nice little, aesthetic to see here. Now, we're not going to be able to see the revert or whatever, but I do want to mention, you can just select the skin as well if you don't want to go through the whole revert and everything else system. We have Ahsoka Tano with 8 other additional cosmetics that aren't in the files as of yet, but this will be releasing in the near future as the bonus skin this season. For quest rewards, instead of being related to weekly quests, they're actually related to the characters themselves. So this contrail, that loading screen, and this variant right here is actually for completing Nolan Chance quest, this animated emoticon, this glider variant, and of course the other skin variant we're about to show in a moment here are for doing Piper Pace's quest, of course. And then as we go over here, this is for doing Fish Stick's quest. You're able to actually earn another variant for the pickaxes, another variant for the glider, which is more of a normal Fish Stick variant, and then of course another skin variant as well. And then finally we have the May quest you're able to do for a banner icon, a variant of the pickaxe, and of course a variant for the skin. Overall though, we do have a decent amount of cosmetics for those, and then for the bonus quest rewards we have a variant for the tactical back bling, a Oopsie Dronesy glider variant, we have the RU in loading screen, which is the key art of this season, the hyperspace style for one of the pickaxes, the Maze Amazing Maze contrail, which actually has multiple selectable variants I'll show you guys in a moment, the Masquerade Antonio skin, which is actually, just kind of like a pink version of the skin, and I mean Antonia, not Antonio. We have the tactical variant of a glider, we have an actual bufferfish spray, the Beats Bunny emote, which is a bonus reward that I think is super cool. It gives me like Beat Saber vibes and everything else here. And I'm willing to risk the crash just to show you guys this emote because I think it is worth it. It's a looping emote that just really is like Beat Saber in Fortnite. And of course you can loop it for as long as you want, and it has a description of a game of dexterity and adorability. Next up we have the Pitmaster wrap, the hyperspace variant of the actual back bling for the Piper, Piper Pace skin, and then of course we have the lavish Kato Thorn variant. Now, so that you guys can actually get a better view of the skin before the whole crash happened, here you go right now. This is Lavish Kato Thorn, and then the other 3 pages are, the super level variants. Now, before everything kind of crashes and burns one final time, I will go to the actual contrail here for Maze Amazing Maze to show you the different variants. We have the dark mode variant right here, and then of course we have the deboot variant as well. All of them just go to match Maze's different color schemes and everything, so just keep that in mind. Now, I will try going ahead here and showing you Cabby's, like cell shaded variant without the cell shading and everything else. As you can see, you get the options right there. And the same thing actually does exist with May. If we can go ahead and go over to May, you can see that you have the different variants. You can enable or disable cell shading. That's what the skin kind of looks like with it on/off. You can see kind of like with the goggles on, you see the whole shading effect. And of course, if we go to Piper Pace, you have the ability to take the jacket on or off, put the hat on or off, use different variants, all that type of stuff. So, there's a lot of customization you're able to actually do with these skins. Kato Thorn as well, I'm trying to show you guys as much as I can before the crash actually happens. You have the different variants here. Now, something I will mention is that regardless of these selectors down here, if you have Revenant Kato Thorn selected, you can't use any of the other variants. For the Fish Stick, we actually have, the different variants here, but also the options to enable or disable shades, and enable or disable the headgear. Now, regarding any other character that, has customization, the only other one is Antonia, which I'll go ahead and, of course, show you guys right here. As you can see, the different variant options, you can choose between the colors, you can take the jacket, put it on or off, which is something that we didn't really see too much of in the actual trailers or like teasers in game. You can put the mask on and off, it has different variants for the styles you use, but of course, those are all the customizable skins. The other ones, such as, if we go over here to, for example, what is one of the other ones that released this season? If I can even find them, Nolan Chance, there is no option to actually, take the mask off or anything. That is just its own selectable option here. So, you can't use like the mask on variant with one of the other different variants in Nolan Chance. You either get to use the specific variant with the mask on or with the mask off. Anyways, with that said, that's pretty much it for what I'm going to showcase to you guys in today's video. I know it was very scuffed and everything, but what I do want to mention here is that regardless of how scuffed it was, once private servers and everything get fixed, which should be happening in the very near future, I will be going ahead and making an updated video kind of showcasing all the cosmetics and everything with all of the changes that are actually there, once we're able to fully view it in the locker without any issues at all. So until next time, I'll catch you champs and champions later. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't like it, and peace out.